My first lesson in ethics in my professional career was in a trading room of an investment bank in Frankfurt, Germany, more than 20 years ago. And there was this guy... hang on, wait a minute. Well, that's not true. Wow, I'm only 20 seconds into an ethics talk and already an untruth. No, it was actually in a Lebanese restaurant in Paris, France, some years earlier. And my boss had invited me to lunch at a restaurant that was owned by a friend of his, a Lebanese chef. And the chef joined us for coffee at the end of the meal. And the subject of conversation was a scandal surrounding a French entrepreneurial whiz kid who had been accused of financial misdealings that were threatening to bring down a string of other businesses. And the Lebanese restaurateur, he asked, well, how could any business have gotten in so deep with such a guy? And my boss had to explain how easy it was to be fooled. See, the entrepreneur had been the product of elite French universities and business schools, always top of his class. He was, as they say in France, la crème de la crème. And, as you know, my boss went on, pointing to his coffee, the cream always rises to the top. That was when the chef leaned over to me and said, "Let me tell you something, Herman. Cream is not the only thing that floats at the top." And that was when I learned that being the brightest and the best was no guarantee for ethical behavior. But let's go back to the trading room in Frankfurt. You see, one day, bank officials showed up at a dealer's desk and ordered him to stop trading. They were auditors. And the dealer had been accused of hiding some transactions, so not passing all of the dealing tickets to the back office for processing. He protested, but, well, they had the evidence. And, well, I never saw this chap again. Now, I'd known this man for several years. He was a good person. He had a terrific job, a generous salary, a high social status. Now, how could somebody like him be involved in unethical behavior? And that's it, you see. When we think about unethical behavior, we imagine it's perpetrated by bad people. And it's the reason we make explicit the dividing line between good behavior and bad behavior. It's called a code of conduct. And often we will offer rewards for good behavior and impose sanctions for bad. And this carrot and stick approach seems to assume that, well, people do a rational, conscious, cost-benefit analysis before making their decisions and make a deliberate choice to stay on the right side of the ethical boundary. Yet, in the behavioral sciences, we've long understood that decision-making doesn't always happen like that. Many of our decisions are non-conscious, automatic, and not economically rational. So behavioral ethics recognizes that good people, or at least people who want to be good, people who value morality, can sometimes make bad ethical choices.